Welcome to Level Up, where you get the score on video games. I find that the media is not fair to the great superhero team of the Fantastic Four. Unlike other Marvel creations, they get less than flattering TV shows and generally very little exposure. However, they did manage to get a movie out in 2005. This gets me on my subject of the day. There was a Fantastic Four video game based off the movie. It was available for the GameCube, PlayStation 2, and PC, but I'll be playing it on the Xbox.
Reed, I want some answers.
I'm just gonna come right out and say it. This game has almost nothing to do with the movie and seems based on the comic books. This causes some big problems for me, but the one I want to address now is that it just causes the plot to fail. Granted, the turmoil of heroes having to deal with this drastic change is really hard to recreate in a video game, but what we got is a disjointed mishmash of villains coming and going quite randomly. The individual appearances aren't too bad, but as a whole it's really weird. You'd think that, since I like Freedom Force, I would like this. But in Freedom Force, it was well pulled off with a good underlying story. This game has the underlying story, mainly just trying to return Ben back to normal, but it's so weak it just can't support this game.
What's happening to me?
The Cosmic Storm must have changed our DNAs.
Being based off the Fantastic Four, you will often be controlling more than one character at a time. Though you can only directly play as one person, you can press a direction on the control pad and change to another character. You will need to do this somewhat often since each character has their own unique inherent skills needed to get further in the game. This gets me to the superpowers. To use them, hold R and press one of the 4 colorful letter buttons. This uses some of the cosmic power meter, but that refills automatically over time anyways. The only button that is different is the Y button. To use this attack, you must fill up your super bar by executing combos or find a golden number 4. This lets you do an epic move that will leave you invincible for a short while and damage the enemy a lot.
This better be a hell of a bad dream.
The graphics in this game aren't all that good. Like with Gun, by the way this is another Activision game, things seem flat, blurry, and have some random jagged edges, but it's a lot worse in this one. Being based on the movie, they tried to make all the characters look as much as the actors as possible, and I have to say they succeeded, which is a bad thing. Remember how I mentioned the plot has nothing to do with the movie? Well, having it look like it should is weird. The only time I think the realistic stuff would fit in is in the cutscenes, but that's when the graphics are at their worst, looking like a really bland reboot episode. Now that I'm on the subject of cutscenes, I gotta mention something that caught me by surprise. Like in Ghostbusters, the video game, the voice actors in this game are the movie actors. Huh? How did they get them to do it? I have to say though, that probably makes the voice acting in this game its best feature. The music is also pretty cool, with each member of the FF getting their own original theme song. But really, how did they manage to get them to voice this thing?
How in the name of my sweet Aunt Petunia did I get here anyway?
This game is based on a movie which is based on a comic book, but more like the comic book than the movie. Man, just saying that feels weird. The plot works in short terms and the graphics are only passable, but they were both poorly chosen. The audio and gameplay are pretty cool though, so it's probably enough to get by for most people. Some people might call this a mindlessly fun game, since it's inspired by classic brawlers and you can just smash people all over the place. While this is true, mindlessness is not always wanted or a good game feature. The collectibles in this game are a bit cool, which include interviews with Stan Lee. That was enough to make me play some of the levels over. Still, while playing, I had this slightly dirty and unfitting feeling, kind of like wearing someone else's underwear. Though I know it's not bad, I think this is one game Activision published that you can skip. I give Fantastic Four for the Xbox 5.5 levels out of 10. I'm Leo Melanson, and now you know the score.
This ends now!